Metro, you've only got Yousaf to blame. See what they did
Cunning.
there? Cunning. SNP crisis as leader quits in tears. I don't know if you've watched the footage. I imagine you have.
I've watched the 30 seconds. I haven't managed to see the whole thing.
Well, the tears are they're a high standard of politicians' tears. We're used to Sturgeon's. Hancock had a go a while ago.
Theresa May, that single
Right.
word.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very good standard of
Country
tears.
I love. It was. Yeah, it was. I watched the whole 8.5 minutes, whatever it was. Yeah, should he really be crying, though, on a public platform like that as a man?
As a man, no, and also as an utter failure and, just like not somebody who I think really represented what the SNP is supposed to be about, the dream of Scottish independence, pride, nobility. Instead, he's been entangled in really quite petty little disputes of one kind or another, ridiculous identity politics. It's all been just a horrible farrago, isn't it?
Yeah, but he has got a lot to cry about in that sense, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Although I should say, a woman shouldn't either in that context. Thatcher did once, but because she was so stoical the rest of the time, you did sort of respect it. As a general rule, no politician in that position should cry. That's my
Well, we could get to the should men cry debate and we could have that for hours. But as a politician, I don't think it's a great look, personally. But
it depends what circumstances you're resigning under or whether, did you reach for the stars and fall? Just go beyond your centre of gravity. 7 reference. Yeah. or was it just like this kind of tangled?
Yeah. Well, on that, the first achievement he listed was just his race. He thought it was a great achievement. Very strange to me. I think people are kind of over this race stuff.
And that isn't his achievement, I'm sorry. That is the achievement of the Scottish people who looked beyond his race in order to accept him and to elect him. That is an achievement, but not his.
But then he listed all the current crop of leaders we have in the UK, who are all bad, as some sort of validation of multiculturalism, which is a complete non sequitur. I mean, even if they are good, that's got nothing to do with multiculturalism. You could say it had something to do with assimilation. Multiculturalism is just autonomous cultures retaining their features in their adopted nation. And if they're bad, then it's even worse. I don't understand what that had to do with anything. And I think people are generally sick of this racial stuff. He famously did the white speech. And I think that's not the reason he went, of course, which was the coalition with the Greens and a massive misjudgment. But I think people are generally sick of that kind of race politics.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. I think the white speech didn't do him any favours.
No,
it was interesting how it resurged, if that is a word, is it, as a resurgence?
Resurfaced.
Does it resurface?
They always resurface.
It resurfaced. Because of his own hate speech law, because of his own introduction of that, everyone shared that video. I don't think it's why he went, but I wonder whether it added to the feeling the Greens wanted to detach them and disassociate themselves.
I'd like to think so. They probably loved it. I mean, the unfortunate thing is, the Labour leader now has the almost exact same speech, like he's been cloned. Have you seen it? He's done exactly the same speech. Anas Sawa, that's his name, isn't it? Scottish Labour.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah,
and so it's out of the frying pan into the other idiot, as the phrase goes. I had to tone down when I said online, but because we got up at 5 a.m.